teppanyaki or tekkanyaki, which literally translated means like hot iron. So it's because of the red in the tuna. So this, just in case you're wondering where the name ahi came from, ahi in Hawaiian, it's not Japanese, it's actually Hawaiian. It actually means fire. So that's where we get the name ahi tuna. Okay, so we take our mat here. What I like to use a dry mat. It just works a lot better. So take your mat without the saran wrap. Okay, dip your hands in the water. Clap. The clap is very important, just like that. Okay, we take about, we're going to go like a racquetball size piece of rice, something like that. Okay, so get this ball, and we're going to kind of square it up like so. And what you want to do for this roll is you want to leave about a 1/2 inch gap on the very top. So you start right about here and you just go across. 1, 2, 3, like that. Just make sure it's nice and even. And then the second half again. 1, 2, 3. So it's not that, it doesn't really matter how you get to this point. Just make sure that the rice is all the way to the edges of the seaweed. So it should be flush here. If you need to add a little more, just grab a little. But make sure it goes all the way to the edge, because that's what's going to make the sushi look really nice. Okay? So wet your fingertips, make a little groove right down the middle, like so. Just like that. And then this is like super traditional. If you were in Japan, you'd guaranteed see this roll at some point. Put a little wasabi down the middle. Come right in here.
What was the name of this roll?
This is called tekkanyaki. So what you do is you slide the seaweed all the way down to the edge here. Leave about a 1/4 inch, like so. But that groove is what makes the fish fit right in there. So put that right in there. Come right in here, put your thumbs underneath, hands over the top to hold in the ingredients. And what you're doing at this point is you want to tuck. See how I'm tucking that in right here? This is super important. And then you just lift it up and roll it through, just like that. Okay? And then you don't need to wet it. Some people think you have to wet it. You don't need to wet it. The moisture from the rice will do that for you. If you have stuff leaking out the ends, here's how you fix it. You put your mat over here, push it. Put your mat over here and push that, just like that, okay? I like to go with like a square version. Some people go round, which is fine, but I like square.
So what happens when you know how you get a loose roll sometimes? Like they'll come and they're like loose, so you pick them up and they fall apart. Are they not wrapping it tight enough, or?
Yeah, it's probably, they probably just didn't roll it tight enough. They put some kind of sauce in it that had oil that made it not stick. Or they just don't know what they're doing. So.
Yeah.
I like how when you told us how to tell a good sushi place is by the rice and by that one egg dish.
The tamagoyaki.
Yeah.
So tamagoyaki, shoot. Yeah, I should have brought my tamagoyaki pan. But, so yeah, in Japan, if you want to know a good sushi chef, the best way to find out is to, you watch when they make sushi, how much rice is on their hands. So if there's like a ton of rice on their hands, then they're probably not like experienced. The second thing is the rice. So did you notice, did everybody try this rice?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you notice how it's not mushy? It's got a chew to it. It's like a good al dente pasta. So that's another thing. The grains should be felt in your mouth individually. They're not like one huge glue ball. Does that make sense? So the rice is key. I mean, rice, trust me, sometimes price doesn't matter, but when it comes to rice, price absolutely matters. I mean, if you go with a really high quality bag of rice, let me take this out.
plastic bag of rice versus.
If you get a real high quality bag of rice, there'll be a little see-through window where you can see the grains, because trust me, Japanese are crazy about rice. And they want to inspect the rice. It's not going to be in a bag like this where you can't see it.
Yeah,
That one that we just had. There's literally a see-through window, you can see it. And what they want to know is, are the grains all intact? So with a really low quality bag of rice, the grains will be cracked and they're not really short. A really, really high quality bag of rice, the grains are almost round. So they're really, really short and round. And just, I lived in an area called Matsumoto that was, one of my friends was a rice farmer, and from a place called Niigata. And Niigata has literally like the best rice in the world. Anyway,
How do you spell that?
Niigata is Niigata. So this roll is very traditional, cut into 6 pieces, and so when you plate sushi, you always want to plate the cut ends facing up. Why? Because the cut ends are always going to be cleaner than the, see these ends, they're not quite as clean because the fish wasn't cut with a knife. So you take the cut ends, face them up, and you put them together, just like so.